So recently I went up to my parents' house where my granddad lives as well, and I took my kit with me with the idea of trying to get a portrait of my granddad, my dad, and then also myself. And what I've been experimenting with is a style, a look that I discovered by a photographer called Martin Schoeller. I think it's Schoeller. It's a very evenly lit portrait, very close up, very regimented. If you go on his website, look at his work. He photographs a lot of celebrities, sports stars, and stuff like that. But when he's doing this technique, it's basically exactly the same each time. So it almost like levels everyone out. It puts everyone in the same position, the same look, the same stare, which I find really interesting, because it's something that I've been doing for a long time with my work. Is always aiming to get that same look from every client I work with, even if that's not the thing we're going for. For me, it's a starting point. It's something I can begin with. I love to try and get a dead straight on, looking at the camera, staring deep into the camera, relaxing the face, not smiling. I usually start with this or aim for this, and then everything around it, every movement to the side, to the left or the right, or shifting their weight, their body standing up, that will all come from that center point. So I find it's a useful way of grounding me for the session and then pulling away from that. And it doesn't mean that that shot is the final shot. It just gives me somewhere to begin. But I found over the years, it's given me quite a lot of consistency in my work. Even if the lighting or the backdrop or the location is different, I'll aim for that style of portrait first, and then regardless, there's a consistency in my work. So anyway, I found Martin Schoeller's work quite late to the game. He's been around for a long time, I believe, and he does sort of a similar look, a look of the subject, but a very different lighting setup to what I normally do. So he uses two strip boxes, evenly lit, very close to the face, like this. Big strips of light, close to the face, and he'll photograph through that gap. I think he does a lot of film. I don't know if he's exclusively shoots film. It's very, I don't know the word, it's like, it's almost like you're looking at a museum piece, or like a study of a face, rather than a deep emotional, romantically lit portrait or something like that. It's quite simple but really powerful. And then when you're comparing lots of different faces, and it's leveling out and standardizing every headshot or every portrait he's taken, it standardizes them. It's really interesting to compare side by side when you're looking at it. So anyway, I wanted to use that as inspiration to try something new. Just push my lighting a little bit different, in a different direction. So I bought an Amazon 2 strip boxes, which I think they're 90 long by 30. So quite thin and narrow. So you're going to position the light on the same side from the subject, same power, and get that real even lighting here. But the additional thing is that they're gridded, so each light has got a grid inside it. And what that does is it focuses your light, it stops it spilling out onto the backdrop. So I've been doing it with a white backdrop, sometimes lighting it to lift it so it's not too grey, but I'm still debating what I quite like, whether I want an absolute consistent backdrop for every portrait I do. I'm leaning more towards not worrying too much about that, just going with it. Sometimes it's like off-white, sometimes it's grey. Really the focus is the face and the lighting of the face. So this strip box with the grids will light here, about here, so it'll be slightly darker. I believe he uses a lot of flags in order to create that, so like negative fill here to create that fall off even more. I haven't got any of those at the minute, or to be honest, I could use some some stuff I can get my hands on, but I just couldn't be bothered. So for now, it's just 2 lights at the front. Yeah, so that I've been trying that out, and I thought I'd come on here as a first video. I'd explain what I've been doing and show you some examples, and I filmed a bit behind the scenes. So yeah, let me know what you think.